Roger, what's it like to start off your U.S. Open with a 3-set night win?
Couldn't be better. I'm happy, and it was a great atmosphere, great ovation when I walked out. I really enjoyed it, and it's always one of those moments, I guess, you train for, right? Is to get maybe on the first night at the U.S. Open, or hopefully down the stretch, a night session match in front of, in the biggest stadium that we have in tennis, and great crowds, and then you hopefully try to put on a good show, and I was able to play a good match today, so obviously I'm pleased. It could have been swifter maybe, but overall I'm very happy.
How are the conditions for you versus Cincinnati and Montreal?
It's definitely slower, I think. Obviously night sessions always maybe play a touch slower than the day, clearly, but I really have the feeling conditions are slower this year than last year here at the Open. So it takes some, I think, getting used to. Just you're not getting as many free points maybe with your serve, and maybe that was part of the inconsistent play I had early on in the first couple of sets. But as the match went on, I think I started to get some more solid and better, and that's a good feeling to have. But the ball really gets used after a while. I have to say I was quite surprised.
Would you prefer it over the course of the tournament for you if it were faster, or is it just a matter of adjusting how you play to whatever condition you find?
Clearly adjusting, you have to a little bit, but it's not crazy slower than in Toronto, Montreal and Cincinnati. The issue for me more is maybe did they make a mistake? Maybe, who knows? Maybe they did paint the court a bit too rough. But it's just unfortunate, I think, that maybe all the slams are sort of too equal. I think it should be. This should feel very different to the Australian Open, and now I don't feel it really does. I mean, the night session just feels you can take huge cuts at the ball. You can run everything down. It's great. It's great for tennis, but I'm not sure if it's really what the game needs. The game needs different, speed at slams and so forth, and I don't feel we quite have that at the moment. If especially the US Open is getting slower, so that's my only concern I have. But still, it's going to be a great tournament, and we'll see amazing points, and it's going to be super athletic, which I think is fun. So it's all good.
Roger, you attack the net a lot tonight. Is that a tactic that you'll keep doing, bearing in mind the speed of the court?
Well, I actually do. Well, I actually think when it's a little slower, you actually do have more opportunities to actually move in. Because sometimes when it's fast and you hit a ball that's decently hit and you get decent length on it, it's hard to attack that ball because it kind of skids through. So you have to actually be first careful before you can take a huge cut at the ball, which in these conditions is a bit different. You can actually play some angles. You can drop it short and come in and then finish up there. So I mean. I did take a conscious decision of trying to play aggressive today, and take it to Giraldo, because I know he's more of a play court than a hardcore player, and that plan worked out, so I'm pleased about that.
Not all players like to play night sessions because of the lights, the noise, all the things that are going around the court. Why do you like it, and why you're so successful playing that night session?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess. Why am I successful? Because I guess I'm a pretty good player, and I'm usually the favorite when I go into these matches, so I expect myself to win, and I should win these matches, thank God, and I more often do than don't. And I guess when you have some success, you actually start enjoying different types of atmospheres, loud and crazy to very proper and never applauding on a mistake, like you have in Japan, and then you go to England where they know exactly what is a good shot and what is a bad shot, and then you go to Switzerland where it's also very proper again. So I like that, that difference we have, music played on the change of ends, they're showing all sorts of stuff on the big screens, whereas in other places it's just complete silence, So I like that change, and here this is a huge tournament which I like a lot, and it's had such amazing success that obviously every year I will come back here to New York. I'll feel a place that is very special to me, and where I usually do actually play my very best tennis.
Does it make any difference to know that when you play night session, all eyes are on you?
Yeah, absolutely. They can wander around different courts, and say, okay, on court 2 we have this match going on, Louis Armstrong we have that happening. here, there's no avoiding the limelight, and you do feel that pressure sometimes as well. When you miss a stupid volley, you go like, yeah, everybody saw it. I'm a bit of an idiot here right now, and better don't miss that next time, because on TV everybody's watching, in the stadium everybody saw it. So it's you do feel that pressure. Yes, you do. That's why I think Giraldo actually did well today, because also me thinking it's hard for me, but think of the other guy who's playing against a top player in that stadium. It's also not so easy. Sure, he can swing freely and he has nothing to lose, but also he does feel that big stage.
Do you ever, since tennis is such a mental sport, do you ever put yourself in the opponent's shoes who, they're saying, I'm facing 5-time champion Roger Federer in a night match. Do you ever sort of try and...
No, not really. I'm more the guy who's like, they have nothing to lose. They're going to be swinging freely, and I have the pressure, because if I win, it's normal. If I lose, it's huge, news. So the people who say like it's much better for me, I'm not always sure it's that way. Same for Novak. I mean, people now can swing freely against him, or against Rafa for that matter. But at the end of the day, I still prefer to be the favorite, just because that pressure is better for me.
How does it change your daily preparation when you know you have a 10 o'clock start instead of an afternoon start?
Look, we're used to it, Hard is obviously, let's say, if you're scheduled at 11 a.m. and it rains all day, and to keep you here because you're the first match and you eat 3 times, you warm up 4 times, and at the end you walk on at 11 p.m. and you're sick and tired of playing cards, you're sick and tired of seeing the same faces, and all you want to do is maybe just go home and come back tomorrow, but they don't allow you to, and that can be tough, but I think the tennis players are used to keeping it together and playing that waiting game. It's just what we do since a young age. So I know that maybe for other sports, let's say, if they always know they play at 4 p.m. and if they have to just play at noon, it completely throws their schedule off. But for us, we have no schedule, and that's why we actually are okay with playing at 10 p.m., whatever, 2 a.m. if it has to be. I mean, we adjust accordingly. I just hope I don't have to go to bed today at 3 or 4 a.m., so then my schedule is a bit screwed up, but I don't think it'll be that bad. But I'll do massage, eat, and all that stuff tonight, so I will have to sleep in tomorrow, and then half days